Welcome back to my channel once again. My name is Chioma if you are here for the first time, and today I'm going to be talking about my COVID experience. Today is my last day of isolation. I've been at home for the past 10 days self-isolating after I tested positive to COVID. So I'm going to share my experience. Retracking back, I've had my vaccination. I've had my first and second dose of COVID vaccination. I had the Pfizer jab, and I think I had the last one in sometime around April. So that's it. And in UK here, yeah, the restrictions are not really that rigid. You are required to wear a mask if you want to at the moment, or you are asked to try and wear a mask. It's no longer compulsory as it was before. So if you come to UK, a lot of people don't wear mask. Some people do, but yes, it's really not compulsory. You are not required to wear a mask. And for the children that are going to school, the younger children in primary school, they don't wear mask. So that's it. And going back to how I got my COVID, I really can't tell how I got it. I've had a lot of people having COVID and the severity of it, and it's been really scary. I've tried to be as careful as I can so that I don't get COVID, because of my work, okay, and also because I don't want to get it. It's really scary when you hear a lot of things. So that was it. So last 2 weeks, that's towards the end of October, on Friday, I think it's the 29th or thereabout, I had a sore throat. So the weather is getting cold, so I actually felt it was a sore throat, just the normal sore throat. I think I did a video that day and I was saying sorry I had a sore throat or something about my throat. And I went to bed. I just did the normal, gargle hot water, and I'm like, it's gonna stop, it's a sore throat. And then the next morning when I woke up, I was feeling sick, tired. The sore throat was gone, but I was having headache. My head was like breaking, and then I was feeling really weak. I just stayed in bed. It was a Saturday, so I just felt, okay, I'll just stay in bed. I can't even get out of bed. Let me just lie down. And while I was in bed, it's not like I couldn't do things. I was looking at my phone, then I will leave it, and then I took some paracetamol, and then I said, let me rest. Probably it's the cold trying to come. And then later, when the headache was getting worse, I think I started feeling a bit of stuffy nose. My nose was feeling quite stuffy, so I asked my husband to get me some Lemsip. So I got some Lemsip, which I said, okay, at least with Lemsip I'm going to be fine. I got the Lemsip and I took it, but one of my friends called me, and immediately she heard my voice. She was like, Choma, have you tested yourself? I'm like, I think it's a cold. I don't think it's COVID. I've been testing myself before, so I've always been negative. I have the lateral flow test, which I normally use to test myself at home. So she was like, test yourself, just test yourself to be sure. So I did my tests and it came out positive. For the first time, I've never done the lateral flow test to have it positive, and I've had that test before when I had a cold, and I'm like, I felt I had a cold just the same, and I'm like, let me just be sure. And I did it and it was negative. So this time it was positive. I was like, oh my God. I had to test my children. My family were with me, so I decided to test all of them too. I tested and one of my daughters was positive too. The other was negative. Okay. And I said, oh, okay, that means we have to go and do the proper test. So I got ready. I went online and then booked the PCR test, which normally when you book it, you can always get a slot that very day. So I got a slot in the next 2 or 3 hours to go and do the test for all of us. And when I was going out, my sister called. My sister has had COVID actually, my sister in the US. When she called, and I told her, oh, I just tested positive, so we're about to go out so that I can do the PCR test to confirm if it's really positive. She burst out crying. I just cut the phone. I'm like, what is this? I don't need this now. So I left, and then we went to do the PCR. And when the PCR came out, the next day it was positive. Before that time, I was feeling weaker and weaker, and then I was having headache. I didn't have any fever, I didn't have any cough, but the headache was terrible. I just kept on having that headache, and then I had to take Lemsip again because I didn't know what else to do. What am I going to do? I didn't know. So it was just about taking the Lemsip, and then when we came back home, I just quickly made lemon and ginger and honey, and I drank some of mine, gave to my children too. So it was more or less sitting down, lying down and drinking liquid. So when it came to my experience, I noticed that whenever I lie down, I feel okay. The headache subsides. Once I try to get out of the bed and just walk, maybe just walk to get something, my head will just start splitting. It's as if there's a banging headache that tries to split my head into two. So that meant I had to stay back in bed a lot. When the results came out, the track and trace or track and test and trace service, they started calling here and there, calling every time, asking how are you, you are meant to self-isolate, you're not meant to go out and all that. Yeah, definitely I know I wouldn't do that, and I didn't even have the energy because I was weak. It was just the weakness and the headache. So I was on paracetamol every 4 hours. I had to be taking it every 4 hours, and then resting on the bed, and then drinking fluid. I was just drinking a lot of fluid, and then also I started steaming myself. Do the steaming. Whenever I do the steaming, that's when I actually cough. I think it's the steam, and I think it actually burnt my face. I think I burnt my face as a result of the steaming because I noticed my skin was kind of peeling, but yeah, I'm okay now. So basically, for me, the experience was I would say mild because I was in bed for like 7 days. Yes, I started self-isolating on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. By Friday, I was a bit better. I was able to, get out more from bed. I was able to stand up and make something without feeling that headache and rushing, stopping immediately and going back to my bed. And then on Saturday, I was well enough to really make something for myself. I wasn't eating, it was just the little my husband could make. If he makes something, then I'll take, or the little we had while trying to self-isolate. It's really not easy to self-isolate at home. I was self-isolating with my daughter who tested positive also, so she had to miss school for the whole 1 week, and also one day she's right at home today. But funny enough, by the time she tested us, I tested her on Wednesday last week, she was already negative, and she didn't exhibit any symptoms. She was fine all through. She never had any issues. She was just in bed with me, or she was just at home. So I had to give her homework. I just had to have her doing something because she was really well. But since she tested positive, she had to stay at home with me. By Saturday, like I said, I felt better. I was able to cook for myself. Yes, Saturday, I think by Saturday I was okay. I tested myself on Wednesday with my daughter and I was still positive and I really felt bad. I felt really bad because I was like, oh my God, what is this? But on Sunday, when I tested myself, it turned out positive, negative. Yes, on Sunday, my test was negative. Although the test and trace has already informed me that I shouldn't be testing myself because the virus can live in your body for 90 days and you'll be testing positive, but that doesn't mean you still, you are still infectious. So after 10 days, I am free to go out because I'm no longer infectious. That's what they said, but there's no need testing myself again. So at the moment, today is my last day of isolation and hopefully I'm getting out of the house tomorrow. And I must tell you, I look forward to it. Sitting down at home, just lying down in bed, not doing anything. It's just like being in prison. I've never it's really, really difficult just staying and not being able to do anything, not being able to shop. I like doing my shopping by myself, especially food shopping. So with this COVID, I just had to stay at home and not go anywhere. And I feel my symptoms were really mild because I've had the vaccination and it really helped me. So I don't know if you haven't had it or if you've had it, you can maybe tell me how you felt when you had your own COVID, or did you have the vaccination before having COVID, or did you have COVID prior to having a vaccination? Let's just rub minds. I know some people are anti-vax and there are pro-vax, but I'm not going into that. For me, I believe vaccination is important and I'm happy I did my vaccination. At least it's helped me to actually go through this without it being so horrible. Apart from that headache, the headache was really bad. It was the only thing that really gave me a lot of concern because I've never had to take paracetamol like every 4 hours before in my life. So it's something that was really yeah, kind of like worrying, taking paracetamol. Oh, and also I was taking some other medications. I was taking my vitamin C, which I get also from my lemon and ginger drink which I made. I had to take zinc. Yeah, I was taking some zinc tablets and I was taking my multivitamin also, and then my vitamin D. So these were the only things that I was taking, and then the paracetamol, and that was it. There was no medication, nothing was given to me. I didn't go to the doctor, I didn't go to the hospital. I just stayed at home. I think all it required me to do was to rest, just lie down and rest I did and refreshed I am. So that's the reason why I have not been posting anything on social media. I've just been like, yeah, I look at social media, I just look around and then just close everything. I didn't have the energy to edit videos or to do anything, but yeah, I'm fine now and looking forward to starting my new job. I might be giving you a gist of all these things later because yes, that's another phase of my life that is coming. So that's it. Thank you for watching if you are still watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to Mommy's Diom. Click the subscribe button there and also give this video a thumbs up and help support this channel to grow. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video. Bye.